Happy Friday. Welcome to Covers' Best MLB Bets. September 19th, the last week of summer. Sad days here. October baseball around the corner. Happy to see everybody here. Josh Inglis, Derek Carty, and everybody there in the chat. Producer Mick, hit that mute button and we can get rolling here. Pal, let's get this weekend. I see our buddy Bobby Newport got beat up. Was it Bobby? Where was the Yes, Bobby Newport beat up in baseball yesterday. I got beat up in baseball too. Hit some Dalton Kincaid stuff. How are you doing, Derek? Happy Friday, pal.
I am doing pretty good. Apologize for the angry typing, as people noticed in the comments. It sounds angry. It's not. It's just a mechanical keyboard. I like the way it feels when I code. But yeah, it sounds really loud, and I always forget that it's really loud.
Just like 1995 keys that are so thick and like have a good feel when you push down.
Yeah, it's like it's all about the feel. It's all about
the feel when I code. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. I like it when I code, but appreciate the work. We go today. 1, 2, 3, 4 plays. We had some Drew Rasmussen, but that went OTB on the 14.5. Nick Porto saying mechanical keyboards for the win. Release procedure will tell you the book, will tell you the secondary book, the game, the player, the over, under. That is what I want to do. What I usually do isn't that somehow, and we'll figure it out. We'll try to get some fair prices. We'll try to talk some things out. You let us know where stuff is moving, where the prices are. Yes, seeing Bobby Newport. Dalton Kincaid did save the day on my end as well. Let's go. We are at Bet365. Fanatics, similar price. DK, similar price. And we're back up with producer Mick on the Bet365 things, but he's got to go through the player part. Philly, Arizona. Pitcher outs. Now, this is not going to be for everybody, but
no, this is for everybody. This is for everybody.
This is how you get people not to do it. Okay. But okay, it's Taijuan Walker under 15.5 outs minus 210. Now, I'll tell you the story on it too, because I'm probably doing exactly what people did in the same spot. I send to Derek, and I don't like sending these messages to Derek. I'm like questioning where this is coming from. He's got a pitch count of 69. I believe it's 13 outs on the projections. Sorry, 12 outs on the projections. And I say, where is this coming from? I'm seeing 88, 82, 83, and it's not. I had to go to Twitter to search and find it, but it's there that Taijuan Walker and Walker Buehler are going to piggyback.
Yeah, and it's totally okay to question me. I mean, there are times where I miss stuff. I'm certainly not perfect. But yeah, we're looking at a game where Walker and Walker Buehler are going to piggyback. So the chances that Taijuan Walker pitches into the inning and then Walker Buehler comes in just seems infinitesimal. Even the minus 300 at DraftKings, even though I would imagine the projection says there's not value on that, I think I'd still take it because I just don't see very many scenarios where Walker gets to the 6th inning. Either because even if he pitches well, they probably pull him, but there's also the chances that he doesn't pitch well and just doesn't get there organically. We're laying massive juice on this. We don't do this very often because these types of props don't usually show value. But in this case, I think it does. I feel confident about this one.
So this is how this is going to go. We're seeing the minus 180 on Betway, which is the best run there. Minus 320 on Caesars. So you can see the variance between book to book, the range of outcomes that they have. It seems a little excessive. Put more than one unit. Nick Porto, that's a you thing. For our recording's sake, we'll be betting 2.1 units to win a unit. And we're seeing it move. And this will probably be OTB by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I would think within 10 minutes, this is going to be OTB everywhere.
Taijuan Walker and Walker Buehler, the Walker and Walker show. That is about as uncommon as someone using the word. What did you say?
What?
Infinitesimal. Yeah. Yeah. I've taught English for a long time.
I'm sure you didn't see the video because you hadn't heard about it, but the manager of the Phillies, when he announced that he was going to do this, was like so happy with himself.
What? That he's going to piggyback two guys who aren't pitching well?
No. To piggyback two guys with the name thing, like the Walker, Taijuan Walker, Buehler.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's go. Parlay with the walk prop for the Walker. See that? There's your Friday entertainment ROI, right? The Walker walk. Why not?
I mean, how does
Find a
that
way
not
to do it? But no, that's as we're seeing across the board, right? Minus 320. It's the fair price. Like, it'd be interesting to see if it moves to the 14.5, because the 14.5 would obviously show better price if it's even close to even money, but I doubt we'll get there.
Yeah.
Under 14 minus 105.
Yeah, I'm okay with the minus 14 too. I think the projection and the actual like math value that we're looking at this on is probably not as correct as like we can kind of figure out in our head a little bit. Like, there's going to be value on both, but I think there's better value on the 15.5 mega juiced than there is on the 14.5 close to even money. Just
and
because
he just won't go to the 6.
He just won't go to the 6th if they're piggybacking. There is a chance he'll go 5. I think the chance he goes 6 is almost nothing.
There you go. 14.5 minus one, or sorry, plus 120. So we are seeing some plus money on the 14.5. Minus 260. So we see that market move 50 points there since dropping it. So great angle here. 69 pitches, 12 outs on the projection for Walker, who should get relieved by Walker Buehler, hopefully early. Let's keep running it. Toronto, Kansas City. We're at DraftKings. We're looking for the under hits market. And we're seeing that move 14 points. Yeah.
14 points. I think
Bet 365 was plus 155.
If we have that, I would take the 155. This one is like it wasn't showing amazing value to start with. Like, it's okay here, but if this was the original number, I probably wouldn't have picked it. Like, it's fine. I think let's scrap it unless we can get the 155.
Okay, producer Mick behind the scenes, touching the buttons, seeing if you can find that Mike Yastrzemski. Let me know in the chat there if you got Mike Yastrzemski under 0.5 hits, still plus 155 at Bet 365 as he brings it up here. And then he has this terrible task of finding the under. That's runs. Hey, 155. There you go.
We'll take that. And the 145 is okay. Like, it's showing solid value. It's just not like the plays I put out on the show. I generally like to be like really, really good value. I try to have a high standard for it, but it's still value. I would still take, personally, if I was betting this and that was the only number available to me, I would still take it. Yaz is most likely going to be leading off here, but he's a guy who has a high pinch hit risk. And that's kind of the angle here where he's facing Scherzer. Scherzer can struggle against lefties. But he has a 35% pinch hit risk. And there are some factors with how their swing and pitch planes match up that the bat likes. So yeah, we're looking at the under on Yaz hits here. He'll probably get at least 3 at bats, maybe 4 because he's leading off. Hopefully we can keep it to 3, and hopefully, no hits in those 3 at bats.
Swing plane stuff. Is that behind paywall stuff? Can people find swing plane stuff?
It's more like, it sounds fancier than it is. It's more just like Yaz is a fly ball guy. What is it? Yaz is a fly ball guy and Scherzer's a fly ball guy, and generally
it doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah, the way they interact, you would think, oh, fly ball guy, like he's gonna no. Generally, it leads to like the way the swing comes in is more uppercut on fly ball guys, and the way the pitch comes in on fly ball guys, it leads like to more pop ups and like weaker contact and like that kind of thing, as opposed to if it were flipped.
There you go. There's today's lesson. Fly ball versus fly ball doesn't mean good results, but Yastrzemski under 0.5 hits plus 155 there. We keep rolling with another one. T-Roy, we're back on the T-Roy train. Miami at Texas. We're at DraftKings, 110, 105 widely. We had plus 117. Let's see if we can get it. 117 still there. T-Roy Johnston. Sounds like Leroy Jenkins, but let's go under 0. Hey, he gets a Leroy Jenkins reference. Were you a World of Warcraft guy at all, Derek, or no?
I had friends who were, so I get the reference, but no, I never played World of Warcraft.
All right. T-Roy Johnson under 0.5 hits again, plus 117 here at DraftKings. Like I said, plus 110, plus 105, widely available. Facing Tyler Mahle, who's coming off the 60-day DL. It's too bad we can't bet on some of his unders today. 52 pitches in his rehab start, but yeah, no markets there. But hopefully another spot where T-Roy gets pinch hit or just doesn't deliver a hit in his 4 PAs likely.
Yep, that's exactly what we're looking at. Mahle going to be on a short pitch count. I don't think I've seen any markets for him. If anyone notices Mahle markets go up today, definitely ping me. I'd be curious to see where they go up at because he will be on a pitch count. There are 2 fresh lefties in the bullpen, 2 other lefties that are not quite as fresh, but really, I mean, there's 4 lefties here that could come in. So the pinch hit risk for Johnston is high, and yeah, and it should be more bullpen earlier in the game because of Mahle.
What is the cutoff? I was trying to do the math. My math sucks. I got a fair price of like minus 130, minus 120, somewhere in there.
Fair price the bat has is minus 131. I wouldn't take it all the way down there. Like I said on yesterday's show, I like to leave a little bit of wiggle room in case something is off in the projection, in case, just projections are not precise. But yeah, you can take this down to, I think there were a bunch of 105s on the board. You can certainly take the 105s. The even money is probably fine. I think you should be able to find a line around there somewhere.
Yeah, seeing Seth saying minus 110 on 365. I'm sure that's as bare bones. I'm sure that's probably an out for you, but slightly.
Yeah, at that point, I'm probably not taking it. Yeah, I think
just on a giant board. Like if that was the only game you could bet on and there wasn't a lot to choose.
Right.
Like if we asked you to play, choose here's your prime time game of the week, Darren.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're in the playoffs. There's 1 or 2 games today, and then maybe we take it. We call it a lean, but I think with everything else on the board, I would skip it today.
JBC Fourth mentioning always the pivot. Rather the hits, does the hits runs RBI market show a little value at a better price?
Let's take a quick look there.
You're saying plus 120. I don't know.
I'm seeing 1.5s at like minus 170. What books have the half hit run RBI?
No, JPC4 saying plus 120.
Oh, if you have that, I like that. That's definitely good value.
There, strikeouts for Mahle are on 365, over under 3.5. I don't know what your raw data has on Mahle on his strikeouts.
So they're probably already accounting for 3.5. Seems like a reasonable number. Yeah, the bat's projecting 3.3, and the 3.5 is like minus 160, minus 170. So unfortunately, no value there.
Hits allowed 3.5.
Yeah, they all kind of seem like they're accounting for him short leashing it today.
But the question, Milo, in the chat is, can you bet there? That is the question, because I don't know if Milo's allowed to bet anywhere in legal books. Let me know if I'm wrong, Milo, but I think through 4 years of getting to know you in the chat, I think that's pretty safe to say. Let's go. I think we got one more here, and it's a matchup that I like today too. We are going to... Did I get it or no? Yes. Oh, I went to the wrong... Oh. I have Troy Johnson. I have Troy Johnson's script from Wednesday still in the show. San Francisco, LA, let's go. We're going player walks. And I believe this is only at DraftKings because walks are apparently the most volatile market for books. 191, big difference here. It's 135 at Fanatics. Let's go. Willy Adames over 0.5 walks plus 191. Adames over 0.5 walks plus 191. The Fanatics price is got to be a no there, plus 135. No?
Yeah, I'll pass on that. I think 365 had like plus 160 or something like that, which is probably okay if you can bet there, but DK is fairly accessible and the number here is the best. So facing Kershaw, who announced his retirement yesterday, which is sad because I loved Kershaw. He was so good, but it's time. Adames is a guy who can draw walks, a guy that pitchers can pitch around sometimes. We have a really, really good hitters umpire in this game, and we're getting a good number on it.
That's good to hear. I like to hear the hitters umpire. I know Kershaw's under strikeouts project well. I'm going to drop that later today. I just think the non the non-granular stuff in your terms, I probably even said it wrong, that Kershaw announces his retirement. Now he has his start. There's going to be some weird awkwardness in terms of media availability, getting ready for a start. Like there's a lot on his plate in his last MLB start. I don't know if Dave Roberts gives him a longer leash. He might, but I like the fact that you would already project under well on his strikeouts today.
Yeah, you have to hope the umpires aren't giving him more of like the benefit of the doubt type of thing on the edges of the plate because of this.
That's a good point too.
But
you already said a hitter's umpire, so maybe if he does that, he reverts to a neutral umpire.
Yeah, could be something like that.
Right? Just ringing people up. Just there you go, Clayton. Right? You can't squeeze Clayton on his last game. Dang it.
No, you can't.
Well,
which now that I think about it, like I hate like angles like that you can't quantify, but there could be something to that. So yeah, if this one moves at all, I think I'm off it.
Yeah, he just saw San Francisco in his last start, and I know that's something that you do quantify, pitcher hitter familiarity
that
between.
Does help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's in there too.
It does help.
All right.
Yeah.
Yep. We got our numbers. Appreciate you, Derek. Another great week. Thanks for everything. Thanks for the insight. And as I always say, if you're not betting these, just listening to Derek always makes you a better. Appreciate you, pal. Have a great weekend.
All right. Have a good one.
Boom. Let's roll. It's Friday. Who doesn't love Friday? We got Sunday's best NFL bets. Me and Joe coming up a little later today. Got my plus money bets. I got my Monday Night Football, which is going to be an absolute banger. That could be the most exciting game of the week. Last night's wasn't. Why? Because Tua can't throw past the 10-yard line. Absolute plug of a human being. That is the worst offense in football. Tell me I'm wrong. That has a $50 million quarterback. Awful. If Miami doesn't have A-Chain, that team is junk. Tyreek Hill is terrified to go over the middle and catch a ball in double coverage. Soft as baby shit, that team. Speaking of baby shit, let's bring on Jon Metler, who spends his time cleaning up baby shit. John, you went to yesterday's game. How did Scooble look?
First inning, he looked a little. I thought he always has like a weird like kind of gait to his walk, and when he was walking off the first inning, I was like, he kind of looks like he's limping, but he also always kind of looks like that. So then he came out. You could tell first inning he was a little hesitant, and then after that he was just normal Scooble, I would say. I mean, the Tigers in general, it's down to a 3.5 game lead for that division. They're up 14.5 games on the Guardians, so and they have 3 more in Cleveland next week to close out the season here. So they're limping to the finish line. Colt Keith got hurt yesterday too.
I was on Tanner Bybee's under 17.5 outs, and that 6th inning was too quick for me. I believe it was Spencer Torkelson and whoever hits in front of him. 3 pitches, 2 outs. When
Riley Green.
Yeah, when Bybee jumped into that inning at 90-something already. I hate stuff like that.
We were actually had the opposite. So my buddy had Scooble over 7.5 strikeouts, and he literally says to me, he's like, the pitch count looks really good because he's at like 55. Then Stephen Kwan comes up, and it was like a 15 pitch at bat.
Oh,
yeah. He ended up getting there. He got over the strikeouts, but you're just watching it, and he's just wasting pitches. And even Scooble looked like it was almost like just hit, like get a hit and keep it moving, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it looked like he was intentionally just wasting pitches, and you're like, man, like this is so annoying. And he was freaking out because like his pitch count all of a sudden is like 74 or something like that. 15's
crazy. 10's an incredible bat. 15 is nuts. Nick Perez saying if Finns can cut Tua, they're only on the hook for $72 million next year, because I think it's like another 4 years at like 52. So I don't know. It was sad. Someone asking, does that show go live? Nope. Me and Joe will record. Will be posted later today for our best bets. Some of them will include some of my touchdowns, because touchdowns have been much better to me than player props. But we roll on. Let's get some Friday cards in here, pal. And then today we got flag football. That's how we roll on Friday nights. Parker Messick. I believe it's Messick, but we'll call him Messick here, especially when we're betting his under 4.5 strikeouts at -106. Road start, check. Pitcher with a projected low pitch count of 82 pitches, check. 4.27 Ks projected from the bat, check. Just 10 strikeouts over his last 3 starts, spanning 15 2/3 inning, check. Minnesota, low strikeout percentage team. That's always priced in, but third, they are ranking 21st in K percentage over the last 30 days. Nice little check that just kind of pats you on the bum and says, good job. Low spin rate, low swinging K percentage, 9.5% when the league average is about 11%. His lefty K stuff from the minors is not exactly playing and translating to the big league stuff. He's not a sub-2 ERA pitcher, right-handed hitting. Guys hitting 321 off him this year, and he's stranding 87% of his runners. Beat him up today, under 4.5 strikeouts at a decent price, -106 with the 4.27. I think you can take this down to -135. Let's go to Coors, Johnny, for a home run prop versus one of the worst starting pitchers in baseball who continually takes money out of my pocket because I fade him, but somehow he beats his crappy numbers, let's just say.
Yeah, Bradley Blaylock. So I thought this was an interesting home run prop because usually when you're at Coors Field, all the numbers just kind of get suffocated from like a home run prop standpoint. It's obviously a ballpark people like to target. And then Taylor Ward on top of that, he's someone who has a ton of power. He has over 30 homers on the season. So I was kind of surprised to see him about trading at +350. I do think this should be closer to +260. His teammates, their prices were way down. Like Joe Adell's like +250, Mike Trout's +240. For some reason, Taylor Ward's kind of getting away with a good price here. I do think it was because he was really bad for like a month-long stretch. But if you look more recently, he has 3 homers in like his last couple of games here. He did just have a game a couple of days ago in Milwaukee where he had 2 home runs. So it kind of makes you feel like he's turning around. Like you're saying, Bradley Blaylock, he's given up 14 home runs, I think, in 50 innings. That's really bad. It's over 300 to righties and lefties. It's Coors Field. It's also going to be 82, sunny, and the wind is blowing out to his pull side about 6 miles per hour here. So I really like this Taylor Ward prop. Hopefully we get a green check mark because the home run props have not been doing good here the last couple weeks. So as Hal pointed out to you, we were one light where Judge would have hit a homer. We would have hit that parlay on Wednesday, which obviously would have changed everything with the home run props. But I didn't even feel like we got the proper amount of time to hate on Aaron Judge for that because Bellinger hit his in the 9th, and then it was just kind of the game was over, and you didn't even
Judge have
realize
3 hits in that game too. You're talking about
a good game. That's what's been killing me with these home run props. All the guys have been having good. Like even yesterday, I had Torkelson. I think he had 2 hits. Like he opens the game with a double, and you're like, like it's like another. They're having good at bats. They're just not hitting home runs. So, yeah, it's betting. It always
3 guys for home runs, 3 home runs hit between the 3 of them though, John. Need to work on that. There's your offer. There's your DK ghost leg, or so you say. If you get 3, if you bet 3 for 3 home runs and all 3 hit, then sure, we'll ghost leg you or do something. Do 4 plus total bases parlays. That's it.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah. No, I'm just trying to think of where my price breaks were because I was on that run of the 4 total base parlays too. I'm like, home runs, and I'll go that way. You would think you'd get more. I don't think there's a much big jump between like 3 and 4 in terms of total bases. And then obviously 4 and 5 is not something you want to do because you need more than 1 plate appearance to get it done. Kershaw. We've already alluded to it. Who doesn't want to thank Clayton Kershaw in his last MLB start in his 18th season? What an absolute decorated career. 222 games. 2.5 ERA is the lowest of the live ball era since 1920 with a minimum of 100 starts. 1 NL MVP, 11 All-Star games, 3 Cy Youngs, 200 games, fewer than 100. Oh, sorry. He's won at least 200 games and lost fewer than 100, and he will retire as the only pitcher in the modern era since 1900 to do so. 222 wins, 96 losses, and over 3,000 strikeouts. Guess what? Bat says 79 pitches, 4.17 strikeouts. And that's not likely considering the idea that there's going to be a lot of distractions in this last start. If you don't know anything about starting pitchers, usually it's like, shut up, don't talk to me on my last day. I don't know how the media is going to do it today. They had their chance yesterday. I don't think they can jam microphones in starting pitchers' face on the day of, but there's a lot to think about. 42 strikeouts over his last 63 innings. So that K rate has really plummeted of late. 10-2 to the under on this prop since the beginning of July. San Francisco, speaking of green check marks, 23rd in K percentage over the last 30 days. And he just saw San Francisco last start. 67 pitches, 4 runs, 2 strikeouts, familiarity factor in there. You love the guy, but hey, let's be contrarian and bet his under 4.5 strikeouts today. As John said, probably be a lot of people hitting his overs today, but there, 2 enough. Minus 150. Is that where you're seeing? Judge Launch 1-2. 2 are tough enough. And minus 150. I got the minus 115 at DraftKings before the show. Let me know if that number's still there. Obviously, it can move. I had to change it. The other day. And that's just me giving myself a pat on the back. I don't need to. It was the Wednesday show. I was doing the Wednesday show. And I got Jacob deGrom over 5.5 at minus 125. And by the time I released it, it was minus 165. So then I got the alt over. It's over 6.5 at plus 140. And he hit the over 5.5 and he landed on 6. So I have to put that one in the account. I won money on it in my account, but I told you guys to do the other one. So I have to take the loss on that. Looking for a stick in this Walker versus Walker matchup in Chase Field. What do you got for us here, Johnny?
Yeah, so I'm Corbin Carroll. It's in around plus 430. So I bet this at FanDuel. Hopefully this one's still there because this one kind of was a rogue price. So everywhere else was sitting about like plus 350. I feel like it probably is because maybe FanDuel's missing the whole piggyback of Walker Buehler, Taijuan Walker here. This is a huge win for Corbin Carroll when you look at it because he's a left-handed bat. His OPS is over 900 against right-handed pitchers. 23 of his home runs have come this year against right-handed pitchers, and you always worry about lefty out of the bullpen. Well, if you're going back-to-back righties, he's going to get like 3 or 4 bats against right-handed pitchers. So you love that for him. Taijuan Walker, he's given up, I think, 5 home runs his last 3 games here. And Corbin Carroll, he's also running hot. He's, I think the last 7 days here, he's got like batting over 360, over 900 OPS. So everything was just kind of lying here. I do think this price point should be closer to about like plus 320. So there are some sportsbooks who are down at that number. It makes sense. It makes sense why they're there, but you should be able to capitalize on this plus 430 at FanDuel. Someone's saying plus 420 now. So take that number at FanDuel if you can grab it.
Just seeing the Clayton Kershaw. It doesn't look like you can wait till post to get Clayton Kershaw at a better number because that number's falling right now. Do see a minus 120 at Betway, minus 125 at Bet Victor, lots of minus 145, minus 125 at Betano, Ontario people, and minus 125 at Bet 365. So I'm going to keep that minus 125, but we are starting to see the market move to about minus 145, which is where I'm probably off.
That might bounce back by game time though. Like as you get throughout the day and the narrative runs the retirement and people start betting the over.
Derek's numbers are way too influential. It never goes the other way. Like it's the smart money will move that market the other way. But you're starting to look at a plus 120 on the over 4.5, which is probably very appetizing for, I don't know, people who just want to bet the narrative that Clayton Kershaw is going to have a great game in his swan song. No?
Oh yeah, for sure. I just feel like it's a unique spot. So you might see that narrative catch on throughout the day and then people start to bet the overs or do a bunch of things with the over. And then it might bite back to like more the opener closer to game time, but never a guarantee. You never know. But I mean, that's all the time in sports betting. You're just waiting for numbers. And if you don't get them, you just pass, right? You're like, hey, this is a number I've circled. I mean, that's pretty much like when you're betting spreads, it's like, I'll take 3.5. I'm not taking 3.
Yeah, like at what point are you betting the Dolphins last night, right? Like I hate
if it doesn't pop up, you just don't bet it
at 13.5.
Yeah, if it doesn't show itself, you just don't bet it, and then you just kind of you always have like a bunch of numbers where you're like, if it gets to this point, I'll take it, but I'm leaving it alone if it's at its current price. Be surprised. So a lot of things do move back throughout the day. It happens all the time in NBA where you'll give out an assist prop, it's even money, it jumps to minus 130, and then like later in the day, it's even money again, and then it might move back to minus 130. So you just have to keep looking.
Yeah, Milo. There's so many different angles that aren't quantifiable. Like if he is clean through 4, like let's just shake hands and say that was your last start. Go through the order twice, and we'll call it a day. So you don't get beat up, and your last image of a pitcher is you getting yanked by David Roberts because bases are loaded and things are important for everything in the National League.
He probably wants to go deep into the game though against the Giants. Though if it wasn't the Giants,
yeah,
that matters or
no,
kind of like the rivalry, you know.
I don't think so. I think if I could have one phrase in betting that I could tell people, it'd be like, you don't win sports betting in a day, right?
Yeah.
Like that's something that it's taken me a lot of money and a lot of time to figure out, right? I've lost. I need to get that money back immediately. No, you don't.
No,
Relax.
it's
They'll
a
be there.
long game. It honestly is kind of like a baseball season, right? Where you just let that math play out over 162. It's the same idea where you have hot streaks, you have cold streaks, and then you're just hoping it all plays out at the end that you're in the playoffs.
Derek's pointing out it's his last home start, not his last overall start.
Right.
So what? This is game 153. Yeah, so his last home start.
But you'd
I
have
don't
a
know.
home.
He might not get another regular season start.
Yeah, I guess technically they might not get a home playoff start, right? Depending on how that division shakes out, because the Padres are right behind them.
Yeah, but yeah,
they could go wild card. They could go wild card on the road for all three. So technically, yeah, this could very well be his last home start.
Okay, appreciate that. Okay, I got a couple more. Let's go. Speaking of old people, Charlie Morton is 3 years older than Clayton Kershaw, and he cannot command the zone right now. Wanted his over 1.5 walks, but wasn't paying minus 185 or whatever it was. But let's go 3+ walks at plus money. We're going on the alt walk mark. 41 years old. The command has fallen off the shelf here as we go late. He's 5-1 to the over on the 3 over his last 6 games with 19 walks in 27 innings pitched. His last game, 76 pitches, 4 walks. 55% of his pitches were strikes, 4+ walks in 2 of his last 3. It's just coming to the end. You just can't be 41 years old and be MLB and be at the end of the season and still command. Like, that is not an easy thing to do. Like I said, Clayton Kershaw is 3 years younger than Charlie Morton. So command is down, and even in a low pitch count where we're seeing 76 pitches in his last start, he can still go over. So hopefully more struggles with Morton at home versus Atlanta. I know Johnny doesn't want to see it, but finally, last one. Let's go back to the LA game. Same player we took for a walk. Willy Adames over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs at plus 110. This one projects as one of the best batter props on the slate. Hitting out of the 3-hole, projects for 2.34 hits, runs, RBIs. Has hit 333 versus Kershaw over 15 plate appearances. Right-handed hitter, left-handed pitcher. And we're buying a bit of a dip here. Hitless in his last game, but he saw Kershaw just 5 days ago when Kershaw was making his last start. He went 2 for 5 with a run and an RBI, so he is consistent versus Kershaw, and the familiarity factor helps me on that plus money. Morton has the most hit by pitches for active players. And Nick Perez is saying, Bryce Elder going to eat today. I hate Bryce Elder because I've lost a lot of money fading him because I don't think he's that good. But he's been doing well. So that's what we got for Friday. Lots more coming this weekend. Lots more football stuff with week 3. Then we roll into the last week of September. And then, shit, John, it's going to be Thanksgiving before we know it, pal.
It's going to be NBA and NHL before we know it.
Oh, Jesus, didn't even think about that. Yes, the line combos are already rolling out right now.
Yeah,
let's leave that. We got lots to do. Producer Mick's got stuff to do as well. Josh Inglis, Jon Metler, and Derek Carty for covers best MLB bets for Friday. Enjoy the day. Enjoy the weekend. Thanks for being there, chat. We'll see you back here next week, 9:15 Tuesday. See you later.